everybody, and today we're here with another board game review. Today we'll be reviewing Space Base, the Emergence of Shy Pluto.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we will be telling you that why you should play the expansion to Space Base Emergence of Shy Pluto. Now this expansion, if you have not seen our previous video about Space Base, then go see that video, because this video is not going to make any sense. We are not going to show any kind of gameplay or anything. It's just going to be about this expansion, and this expansion is actually kind of a campaign legacy kind of game. Not legacy in the sense that you're going to tear off any
Yeah, you just know the story after you play.
but these cards are going to get added into your main game, so and things are going to get opened and mixed up in your game, so the game will essentially change. And due to that reason that they have kept it a secret, we cannot reveal all the secrets as well in this review.
Space Dust is getting in my
Space dust, yeah. Bless you for the space dust.
Thank you.
Okay, so if we cannot reveal, what we are going to do is we are going to actually do this review in two parts. First thing is we are going to tell our experience of this review, and in the last half we will tell you when that's going to happen. We will reveal a little bit more detail that what comes in the contents of
Basically
this game.
spoilers.
So that will be spoilerish part of the review. If you are interested and still not sure and want to know more, then you can keep watching at that time as well. So let's start with spoiler-free part of the review. This is going to add a story mode to your Space Base, which is going to be run by this story deck. What the story deck does is that each time you're going to now play the game, you're going to read some part of the story, a thematic story that they have discovered an anomaly, which is the Shy Pluto, and how you are going to prepare and how you're going to approach it, and majority of the missions are regarding that. Of course, the story is going to take some twist that we cannot tell you right now. And even we are not going to spoil that story in the spoiler. We are going to just mention the gameplay elements that will be in the spoiler section. Then, as you progress through these cards, it's going to let you add some of the cards from these decks into your regular decks in different ways. So sometimes it will let you add an additional row in front and let you add buy those cards, and as you buy those cards in future game, those cards go into your regular decks, get shuffled up, because the backside is just like your regular deck of cards. So they get added to your game for all future games. These are modules that get added, but these are not, all of them will not get added once. There will be certain stop signs at which you will have to stop. So this batch will go first, then next batch, and so on. The game also comes with 2 mystery boxes, which are going to add new components to the game. Even though these dice could have been put in a mystery box as well, but the game left them out. So that's why I'm showing them as well, even though this could have been the 3rd mystery box as well, where you get to add new dice, which have a slight different mechanism of playing as well.
I want to roll them now.
Overall, Ishal, what do you think? Again, without revealing any spoilers, we'll just go on to our conclusion of the review now. Ishal, what did you think of this expansion?
Well, it was very nice. I'll have to say, very easy. I think you can actually carry it around. I really like these dice. These dice are probably my favorite part of it. One complaint I have is probably the speed of the game, the pacing.
Pace of the story.
Yeah, the pacing of the story. This game goes so slowly that we had to actually merge the missions together.
Yeah, correct. So, as an overall expansion, I'll say that if you like Space Base, this is an essential expansion. It improves your Space Base experience many folds, not just because of the story. The story is just okay. It's the new gameplay elements that get added that are going to be super fun. To me, Space Base was and always an okay game, and that's what I have mentioned in the review as well. It was not bad, but it lacked something, and that's what this expansion adds. It adds just enough layer above it without making it complex that it's going to be more fun, more gamery. These boxes are the main highlights of that experience that I had. That when I got to open them, the components that came out add those kind of modules to the game, which now excite me that I want to play with them. Ooh, I want to play with this because it adds new gameplay elements to Space Base, and that's what the base game lacked. Now, the main Space Base game always came with a good insert. So does this game as well. It comes with an insert, which makes no sense to me. Why they needed an insert? Because by the time you're done with this expansion, all these components will actually fit nicely in your base space game as well. Um, there might be slight issue with the number of cards that get added, especially for number one level cards, because they get added a little bit more, but rest of everything fits nicely in the base box. And that's a good thing. That's always a good thing, because I hate carrying expansions separately, and you can just add all these components to your base box without any problem, even though right now they look chunky boxes. But once they are stripped down of components, the rule book is done of the additional things, you can fit everything back in the main box once you're done with the campaign. So overall, if you like Space Base, this campaign is going to make you fall in love. If you never liked Space Base and you thought it's just an okay game, just like me, then this is going to elevate it to the next level as well.
Like, okay, it's a good game. It's a good game.
So for me, for example, the Space Base was somewhere in 6.5, maximum 7 level, and now my ranking for this game is definitely 8. I will never stop playing this game. I will always enjoy a game of this with this expansion added to the base game. So that's our spoiler-free review. Highly recommended expansion for the game. Now we will go into slight spoiler territory.
So if you don't like spoilers, then I recommend you leave the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah. Okay. So this game is going to, while you go through the story, I'm not going to spoil the story if you're still here. What I'm going to spoil is that what does the game actually add in terms of gameplay. The first module it adds is, of course, new cards. And these cards are going to be the cards which are adding a lot of variety of mechanisms to the game. They are not a single mechanism, but a variety of mechanisms get added. For example, there is a card which lets you activate not only the card to your right, but also the card to your double right. So two cards get activated if you enable one card. Then there is a card which gives you money, but if you roll exactly 8s, then this is on 8. So if you roll double 4s, this card is going to generate 8 money instead of 2 card. So a very unique one. Then one of these cards can increase your income by 2. I think the maximum income in the default cards is 1.
Yeah, I think so.
But this card increases your income by 2. Then there is a card which lets you gain the blue reward of any sector of your choice, or even multiple sectors of your choice from sector 1 to 6. So that's a cool ability as well.
I got it once.
Yeah. So these are the kind of cards, each card having unique mechanisms, and they get shuffled up in your level 1. And that's where I said that maybe initially it seems a bit slow, because if these cards get shuffled in your decks, you might see them, you might not see them, and you might think, well, that's it. What did the game add? But the main cooler mechanisms and cooler components come later in the campaign, and you have to just suffer through a little bit to get to the better stuff.
We say suffer because again it's really slow.
After the second mission, there will be one more card similar to this, which adds new mechanism. One of the mechanisms will be for these crystal or clear dice. And how they work, you will have a lot of card added to your game for this one. How these cards work is that once you have charged them, then at any time you can avail these crystal dice. What you do on your turn is, other than rolling your default blue dice, you get to roll these as well, and then you get to decide you want to use the standard blue dice, or you want to use these crystal die results. But an additional advantage if you use the crystal die result is that nobody else gets the reward that you have selected, and that can be a good or bad thing as well. You denied someone of something they really wanted. Then the next component that they add is my favorite type of new card that they have added. Again, there are many cards of this type. What these have is diagonal arrows, and these arrows have shaded color blue to red or red to blue. What these let you do?
They actually let you get the rewards that you would normally get when an enemy rolls a die.
Correct.
I'm pretty sure you already are familiar with the function that if you buy a card as an upgrade, the card below it gets, well, stuck below.
So for example, if you place this card on an 11, then once this card activates, you can activate the red reward, the alternate reward, for either the 10 space or the 12 space. But that's not the fun way of using it. The better way of using it, first you place this on 11 space, but then you replace this card by any other card of 11 space so that it flips upside down. And now you get to use this red reward whenever someone rolls the 11. And
I remember Baba used it to his advantage. I forgot.
Yeah, many times. So now what you're going to do is whenever someone else rolls an 11, you're going to activate the red reward, which means now you get to activate the blue ability of the 12 number space. Now that's the most coveted number. And same thing you can do to any space that you want.
The only combination in this game that you can get is 6 plus 6.
Alright, now things are going to get a little bit more fun after this one, because then you get to add ships. And what ships add is you get to open the mystery box number 1. Let's open that and show them what it's going to add. Mystery box number 1 actually comes with additional ship tokens that you get to add, along with a fight with the shy Pluto, and some additional dice. Now these are unique dice. Other than rolling your regular dice, you will be rolling the shy Pluto dice. And if you get a shy Pluto, when you get a shy Pluto on that dice, then that means you have to fight the shy Pluto with your spaceships that you have collected. This is an additional resource that you have to collect. It's not on the board, so they have provided tokens to collect just like a standard game. So you will be collecting this token. Now when you have to fight...
I remember the first time we played with these tokens, my father got a whole army.
So when you have to fight, there is another thing that you have to do, another step. You have to roll the small red dice. There are 6 dice that comes with the game. And all of these dice have symbol on only one side. So you roll them, and if you get any symbol or all the symbols, those are the rewards that you can claim as long as you have that many fighter jets to send and grab those rewards. But if you do not have enough ships, what happens?
You decrease them.
Yes, you get them as negative points of whatever the shape is. So you want to collect ships to actually collect those rewards, as well as fight the World Eater, the Shy Pluto.
The more rewards you buy from here, the more you defeat the Shy Pluto. I don't know wording.
And then comes the last module of the game. So once you have defeated the main story is kind of finished, but now you get to actually do the mining on plutonium, which is an ongoing mission, ongoing mode of play. So for all future turns, all future games, that's a mode that gets added, and your whole game changes. It adds more type of ship cards to the deck so that the probability of getting more ships is easier. And once you have these, what's going to happen is for all future games, you're going to play with this additional card as well, which is going to depict some empty boxes and a number of ships that are required to purchase or excavate the Pluto that's now rolling above.
And we get to unlock this.
Yes. You get to unlock the last mystery box as well.
And it's
What's
probably my favorite element in the whole game.
What's in the last
Ring
box
device.
is actually a drawstring bag with a lot more red dice in it. Now these dice will get added here.
Along with purple die, of course.
Pink.
Pink, purple.
So they will get randomly added here, and it's going to actually set up a market for you. That if you want to, for example, buy this dice, it will cost 2 ships. If you want to get this, you will have to pay 3 ships. But once you buy one of these dice, you can roll this dice on any turn. So you're rolling it over and over. This is a permanent dice added to your personal pool. You get to roll it on everybody's turn. And if you roll, again, these are one-sided dice, but if you roll the symbol on it, you get that reward immediately. So the ships and the dice remain as a permanent pool of things, and these additional resources add more interactivity even on other players' turn, which was always the charm of Space Base, and this increased the charm even further, and that's why this was my favorite module that you get to play with over and over. So that's all the components that come in this game. Again, it's a slow ramp up, starting with just some cards, but then going to more and more cool elements that get added to the game. And by the end, you will have an ongoing module, plus all these cards remain permanently. You don't have to play through the campaign, but all the components get added to your main game. But if you want to play through the main campaign, all of these cards are numbered. You can remove them from the game, and the manual has even a component list for the deck, these boxes as well, that how to put the things back in the box. And you can replay the whole campaign if you want. So a lot of replayability this expansion pack is going to add to your game. So Ishal, any final words?
I'll definitely say this is the best expansion pack I have ever played.
That's it from us. Happy gaming!
Happy gaming!